What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tristan Barracks here, the digital storyteller, and I am super excited to be with you once again for another episode of, well, not an episode actually, it's just another opportunity to be connected with you on a live stream Monday. So I am actually going to, before I get started, I want to make sure that I give some time for all my shout outs and give some time for everybody to be connected. So please let me know how the connection is, if there's lag. Some of you have been giving me some feedback about the lagginess from last week. I tried to fix that a little bit more. So please let me know if that's been fixed. If not, then what I'm going to do is I am going to start the stream one more time and see if it'll work for us one more time and make sure that it's all good. Until then, let's talk a little bit about how your week has gone. I hope you guys are doing really, really well. I'm looking here. I'm just checking to see who's on the feed, who's on the stream, who's browsing, who's looking. Today is actually a really, really cool live stream Monday. I'm going to be talking about a few different things. I'm going to be answering a few different questions that people have sent in to me, which is really, really cool. But what's even more exciting is I actually have a free resource that I want to give to you guys or tell you guys about, that I was put on to just about a week and a half ago. And I'm really excited to share that with you. But before we get started, please let me know how the stream is going. Is it really, really choppy? I'm looking on my laptop here. It looks like it's kind of pausing a little bit. Let me know if I need to start the stream one more time. And if we do need to run it back one more time, I don't have a problem with that. I want you guys to get the best experience possible. So please type in the chat if you are able to see and hear me properly, if you are able to see me without any chipping. If there is chipping, then I will certainly make a swap really, really quickly and make sure everything is going well. There's a slight lag. Light behind you. Okay, perfect. Yeah. No, that's fine. the light, I'll show you something. Oh no, I can't even show it to you. Basically what this light is, this is actually my Cinecut light. So for those of you that have seen my videos, any of my videos, my Cinecut light is something that I purchased. So that's just because the reason why it's doing that is just because of the fact that I have it on a high shutter speed. So don't worry about that. Anyways, nevertheless, let's jump right into it. First and foremost, thank you so much for joining me for another live stream Monday. I am going to be talking a little bit about some of the things I've been doing. For the last couple of weeks, I've released some new videos. For those of you that don't know, I released a video called an unboxing video about the Monocaster Pro, which is kind of like the baby cousin to the Rodecaster Pro. The Rodecaster Pro is an audio interface made by Rode, and I've had it now for almost a year. Just about a year. It'll probably be a year in March. And the thing that I love about it is that I can run everything with it. I can, do my sound effects. I can run my music. If I have my phone, or if I'm getting interviews, I have to do phone interviews. I can run everything through this one interface. It has 4 inputs. It's super nice, super great. But it's also big. And I got onto a Kickstarter, and I actually purchased a small sort of knockoff version called the Modcaster or Monocaster. So I did a quick unboxing video of that. It's been getting kind of some nice play. But not only that, I'm going to be doing a full review on it, and that's coming this week on Wednesday. So check that out. As well as last week, Thursday or Friday, I released another video about some of the essential accessories that one would need to use one of these guys here, this is a Z cam. So let me switch to this here. So these are Z cams. This is the Sony A7 III. But these are Z cams here, and these are really cool cinema cameras that are really, really affordable and cost effective. The reason why I like them a lot is because they're modular, meaning they just sell you the brain. The company sells you the brain, and then you can put all your connectors together, put your monitors together, put all the accessories, and build out your kit the way you want it to be built. So I realized, because my brother, I got my dad and my brother to buy one of these cameras, and what I realized was that there wasn't a resource for just people that were just getting into using the Z cams, so that they could know, okay, well, what are some of the accessories that most Zcam users use, or what are the essential tools that I need to get up and running. So I made that video last week. Check it out. I'll be doing some more specific Zcam video reviews, gear reviews, but not only that, like actual how to use the product, because I find that it's kind of spotty. People are doing a lot of like individual videos, but I think it'd be nice to kind of have a course of videos that speak to specific things around this ecosystem. So check that out in the next up and coming weeks. While you're watching, I do want to shout out everybody that's from another country. I'm from Canada, Toronto, Canada. Rep it, Drakeland. And I'm always excited to know where you're from. So if you don't mind typing in the chat where you're from, whether you're from, the States, United States, you're from the UK, you're from Dubai, you're from Australia, you're from, India, Pakistan, China, anywhere, just let me know, because I love meeting new people around the world. Now, that being said, we are going to go to our next topic, which is, are y'all ready for this? So I'm so excited about this. Last year around this time, I was actually wearing this exact same sweater. I created, or I made my second annual royalty-free music video, royalty-free music website sort of top 10 list video. And I reached out to different brands. So I reached out to MusicBed. I reached out to Artlist. I reached out to Epidemic Sound, Epidemic Sound, a whole bunch of different websites to be able to have access to their platforms to do reviews. Because what I realized is that, like, as content creators, we're always looking for resources or ways to be able to make our videos better. Whether it's videos for our weddings, whether it's videos for our YouTube videos, whether it's client and commercial work. We're always looking for different resources to make our videos look better and sound better. So music is a key thing for me when I'm editing. And I just felt like, there's always new stuff, new products coming out. Anyways, I began a relationship with a really, really cool company by the name of MusicVine. And MusicVine is run by this guy named Lewis. He's from the UK. MusicVine is a UK-based platform, but it's international. You can obviously use it on any website as long as you have, or any browser, as long as you have access to the internet. And the thing that was really, really powerful about MusicVine was that it was, at the time, I didn't know a lot about it, but it was this sort of like really great resource for music and for sound, some really immersive sound, some really high quality music, for weddings, for documentary and film stuff, as well as, or feature film stuff, as well as, even just commercial work and YouTube stuff. And what happened for me was, that was interesting. Is it cutting out? Are we cutting out? Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that we're not cutting out here. If we are, please tell me, and I will start the feed right back. Oh, shout out to you. Yes. I see there's some people from Georgia. Big ups to Georgia. This is a true story. When I make my trek down to the States, whenever I decide to like migrate my whole family to the States, I really want to live in Georgia, but specifically in Atlanta. I can't just live in rural Georgia. I ain't crazy now. But that being said, so MusicVine was a great resource, and it still is a great resource, and you should check it out. And the pricing is not too bad either. This is not a plug where I'm making money. Okay, I don't have any affiliate link, not yet. It is coming. But MusicVine is a great resource. You should check it out. It's only about, I believe it starts out at about $20 a month, up to about $40 a month, depending on what sort of plateau or what kind of level you actually purchase your music on, or your membership on. so that was there, and I did a review on it. I loved it. I built a great relationship with the guys over there, the team over there. And just a couple weeks ago, I had another meeting with their CEO Lewis, and he shared with me a new initiative that they actually were starting, and it's called Uppbeat. It's a new website, and it's specifically made for people like us, like content creators that are making stuff on YouTube. And the platform, as it stands, is completely free. So you can get royalty free music with you don't have to pay anything for the royalty free music, and you get access to up to 10 downloads, music downloads per month. So it's kind of like, you know how with Spotify, you have a certain amount of time that you listen to the music where it's ad free, and then they throw in an ad here or there. That's basically how they're doing this website, is that, you know, you get the free account. It's 10 downloads a month, you know, no strings attached. Obviously, you know, there might be some sort of license agreement in terms of like you have to make sure that you have your license uploaded. But outside of that, it's completely free as long as you have the account set up. And then once you have the account set up and you're downloading those up to 10 songs per month. Yeah, you guys are funny. That sounds legit. Oh, you're funny, guys. Yeah, no. So when you guys have the the account set up and now you're using it, you can use it. They're not going to come after you. You're not going to get, your videos aren't going to get flagged. But if you want to have access to more downloads per month, more than 10 downloads, I don't know anybody that would need that. Probably myself, because I usually I download at least 30 or 40 songs per month because I'm doing so many projects. But if you need more than 10 songs, then you can go to the premium level, which is $6.99 a month. Like that's ridiculous. That's crazy. That's stupid, right? That's really, really stupid. So what I've done is actually I am an affiliate with them. I am working with them because I think that the platform's pretty dope. I'm gonna jump into the platform so I can show you guys what it looks like, and you guys let me know what's up, what you guys think about it. All right. So let me switch to this platform here, and also let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, and all that good stuff, because I want to make sure that you guys can see all of this stuff right here. Oh, before we get into that, I just want to again let you guys know that let me put myself. Where can I put picture in picture? There we go. Let me put my picture in picture so you can still see my smile. All right. Yeah. So you guys can actually check out more of my content on my website or on my YouTube channel, Tristan Barracks, or youtube.com/Tristan Barracks. And you can get different content, different tips, tricks. You can see some of my films that I've created, all that dope stuff. But let's jump right into Uppbeat. So Uppbeat, I'm going to go into full screen just so it's a little bit easier for you guys to see. So Uppbeat, this is Uppbeat right here. So you want to type in, if you are typing in something, you want to type in www.uppbeat, so it's a double P, beat, beat.io. And this will get you to the Uppbeat website. And all of this is free music. Now, that being said, if you do want to support the channel and support what I'm doing, I do have affiliate link. I will put in the description later on. You can click there. And if you decide to join or upgrade or whatever else to premium, then it helps to support the channel, and I appreciate that. If not, you can just start right now. You can check it out. It's all good. So yeah, so I'm going to jump in and actually jump and share with you some of these songs that are here. So let me jump into, I don't know, let's go to stylish beats here. And this is literally like my second time on the website. So I literally have not used this website before. So I'm just letting y'all know. Oh, I love that question. Let me throw this up here. So the question is, ML says, do you get the same quality audio as premium site quality? Quality is great. Okay. I see what you're saying. So the question is from, I believe it's Milton Lawrence, ML. Maybe it's not Milton. Do you get the same quality as, let's say, a Music Bed or some other website? Yes, you do. The quality is exactly the same. The quality is high fidelity. It's great. I don't know exactly like if they give you wave format or they give you MP4 or MP3. I can check that out right now. We can check it out together. So let's check it out right here. I'm gonna play Black Light. right. So as you can see, like, again, right away, I start thinking to myself, with songs like this, I'm gonna click on this heart because that's obviously where you can favorite things. But for me, I automatically see like, somebody could use that song for their reel. Somebody can use that song. I could use that as uh, um, a cutaway to, an edit, a hyper time lapse edit, or some cool shots of me filming somebody for my YouTube channel. And I can cut away with some dope music or me building a rig, all that sort of stuff. So I'm already thinking like, this is already pretty good so far. Okay. I'm gonna take that one. That one's gonna get favorited by me. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a favorite that. Let me check another one here. Hey, y'all don't steal all the same beats as me, eh? Don't do it. Don't you do it. You go on the website yourself and you find your own music, okay? Don't be taking Tristan Barrick's music, all right? Let's go. Come on now. Hey. Do you guys want to zoom? You want me to zoom in a little bit? Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see how everything's built. So like any other sort of royalty-free website, you're going to see a few different tools here, and I just have to move around some windows because there's some windows for Ecamm that you're not seeing, but I'm seeing. So right over here, over to the right-hand side of the song, you have a download button, and then you also have this plus button is to add to a playlist. So you can either create your own playlist, or you can go to the playlist that that you've created in the past. So I have a chill vibes one, and I have an epic build up playlist, and then you can just select the playlist and then add the song that you want to it. So that's pretty friggin' dope. Oh, they also have down here a limited offer. Win a DJI Mini to drone simply by following us. So you can check that out. I'm probably disqualified because I'm a little bit of an ambassador. It's all good. Tell me what you guys think. Are these whack songs or does it sound pretty good? Yo, what y'all know about that, yo? Listen, I don't know about you guys, but I like dope. I think this website is dope. So, let me know, man. Guys, let me know. Type in fire in the chat. Like, let me know if I'm missing something. If y'all think that this is if this site is not good, if the songs don't sound good so far, let me know. The thing that's really good about the Music Vine team and Lewis's team, they're really open when it comes to feedback. So if you have feedback to give, then you can definitely give them feedback. I know they're really good. The Soundstripe team is really good. I remember when they first started, they put out a massive thing, a massive feedback thing, and I gave them feedback and they changed their stuff too. So there's a lot of these websites that are really, really open to it. Those are good beats. Dope. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, listen, that's Uppbeat. Let me go back to the website here. Let me see, or to the front of the website, and let me just show you some other things. So it says again, free music for creators. So if you're a creator at all, it's free. No copyright claims. Your favorite beat makers. So all the people that were on Music Bed or not Music Bed, Music Vine that I really, really liked are on here as well. And they're making beats specifically for YouTubers, for content creators, for people that are doing vlogging and all other stuff. So definitely join up and check it out. They also have obviously a connection to Music Vine because Music Vine is kind of like the father website. So there's that. Let me just show here. So we have a couple of different delineations in terms of how the music is organized. So we have beats, we have background vibe, we got mood, we got funny, we have creative toolkit. So we have, if you want to get aerial stuff, time-lapse stuff, montage, cinematic, themed, so vlogging, travel, fitness, music style, electronic, acoustic, pop. There's tons and tons and tons to check out. So you guys should really check it out. Again, it's Uppbeat. That's Uppbeat. And if you want to support the channel, check out the affiliate link. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat right now. Okay, I'm going to switch back to camera number 2. Let me just switch back here for a minute here. So tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you guys think in the chat. What you guys think about Uppbeat. Do you think it's something that you guys would be interested in? Do you see any sort of use for it? I would love to know. I'm just going to copy and paste right in the chat my affiliate link. And again, yes, the channel and myself benefit from it, but it's all good. You know what I mean? Like if you want to go ahead and just sign up, just going directly to the website, you can do that too. If you want to support the channel and what's going on here with my channel, then I'm all ears for that as well. So no harm, no foul. I'm here as a resource to help everybody become dope at storytelling. So I put the link inside there. My name's there. You'll see it. It's an affiliate link. I already told y'all. Next. All right. Yeah. That link is in there. You see the link? You done know the ting. Big up yourself. All right. And now we're on to our questions of the day. Questions of the day. Now, these questions were curated by myself, by yours truly, and they are actually sent in by you. So you are the individuals that actually provided me with the content for today's show. So thank you so much. Give yourself a round of applause because you are a part of the family. And you know what that means. Yo, listen. If y'all don't know what that theme song is, go Google it. No, I'm joking. It's Family Matters. And your questions matter to me because you're family. So that's why I got to play the Family Matters theme song. Anyways, let's jump right into the first question. Now, our first question of the day comes from O'Shane Howard. He asks, should I charge more money for my work this year? Now, the question I would ask you is, do you feel as a creative that you deserve to increase your wages and your services based upon the value and the knowledge and the skills that you've brought to the table, in terms of your own discipline and in terms of your own craft? Do you believe that you deserve a raise? If you're your own boss, if you aren't working for anybody and you're a content creator and you provide a great level of detail and value and expertise, what's your thoughts? Do you think that you should charge more? We're still in the pandemic. People aren't making as much money. Do you guys think that we should charge more? That's the question that we should ask. Now, as I'm waiting for your responses and waiting for your feedback, one of the things I would say is, as a rule of thumb, we should always, as creative individuals, but creative entrepreneurs especially, we should always be thinking about how are we marketing ourselves, how are we leveling up, and how are we positioning ourselves to get the best value to the client, or give the best value to the client, but then also be able to not necessarily charge more, but to work less. Now hear me out. I'm a firm believer in putting up your wages and putting up what you charge based upon the value you bring and the expertise that you're garnering every single year, and you're leveling up, all that sort of stuff. But I think that it's also very important um, to be savvy and be sophisticated about how you give yourself a raise. Now, in certain industries, I think that, let's say for instance in the commercial space, I'll just take it from my own personal um, my own personal experience. I do think that I can charge more because I've leveled up ever since I started doing my work or running my business full time on a full time basis about 5 years ago. It's going to be about 6 years in the fall, and I've leveled up every single year. I've gotten better clients. I've gotten better opportunities. I've delivered at a higher level. I've become more efficient with my editing, more efficient with my shooting. I'm better at managing projects and managing teams. So I should get paid for that value. And each year that I get entrusted with larger and larger and bigger projects, that allows me to level up. Therefore, I should get monetized or monetize my abilities as such. So in the corporate commercial space, I definitely feel like I should be leveling up and I should be charging more. And I think also my entry point when I was coming into the commercial space was one where I kind of undervalued myself. So I was playing catch up instead of really doing the market research and doing the research that I need to do. I decided to just kind of jump in and get in where I fit in, and I didn't do the research that I need to do. And because of that, I lost out on certain opportunities because of the fact that I was just a novice. I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't do my research. Now that I know what I needed to know like 5 or 10 years ago, I have a better sense of the value I bring and what I should charge. And no longer do I have any sort of conversations with people around, well, why do you cost that much? It's actually more around, you know what? I want to pay you your value because I see the value you bring to the project. And you know what, right now, maybe my budget is not there, but I'm going to save because I want to work with you, Tristan. Or you know what, if we can't do this, let's do that, but let's do it at your same rate because I value everything that you bring to the table, Tristan. So that's a win for me, right? But when we're talking about, let's say, being savvy and saving your time, therefore being able to level up in terms of how much you get paid, you may have your rates the same, but if you're spending less time doing the same things, then you're actually getting paid more to do less. Follow what I'm saying? So, for instance, with weddings, right? I do weddings. I run a wedding company. And, I used to charge X amount of dollars. Let's say it was $2,000 for a full wedding, right? And that was like a one-man shoot and just like run and gun and get what you can and make a 5 to 7 minute wedding film. Well, that used to take me, let's say 40 hours to do. Well, now, because of the system I have in place or the systems I have in place, whether it is a junior editor, whether it is understanding what shots I need as opposed or in comparison to the shots I don't need, whether it's being more efficient with my time, being more efficient with my editing skills, I can do that in half the time. I can do it in 20 hours. And sometimes I can do it in 15 hours and sometimes I can do it in a day. But if I let's just say, just for the example, if I never changed from that $2,000, that doesn't mean that I'm now not getting paid my value, because the reality is that technically at the time I was getting paid my value because it took me 40 hours to do it and it was $2,000 and whatever else, right? Now it's like if I was charged that $2,000, if I was charging that $2,000, which I don't, but if I was charging that $2,000 and it only took me 5 hours to do, then technically I'm still getting paid my actual rate that I'm charging people in the commercial world or just in general, but it's not taking me as long of time. Now, I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, it's okay. You can always just say, don't make sense, clarify, Tristan, fire, I don't agree. I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me check out what's going on over here in these in these streets here. Let me see what you're saying, ML. What would charging more help them to achieve? What would charging more help them to achieve? Can you clarify that a little bit more, ML? Because Um, my whole thing is, I think at the end of the day, there's maybe 2 or 3 reasons why you would charge more. Okay, number one, the number one reason why you would charge more is because you were charging too low to begin with. So you're undervaluing your services, your time, your skills, your abilities. Number two, the other reason why you'd be looking at upping your costs are just practical reasons. You know, I'm now having to work in a pandemic. I have to travel in a pandemic. If I have to travel, there's certain precautions I have to make. I may have to, in Canada or in Ontario, if I have to travel outside of the province or outside the country, I have to pay for my test, my COVID test, both going and coming, and that can be between 400 or 200 up to 500, $800, depending on where I'm flying from and to. I have to also think about PPE, right? I also have to think about those sort of practical sort of safety things, just being in a pandemic. But then number three, you can also charge more because you've learned more, you've gained more experience. You know, like the reality is that what the cost to hire a Kevin Hart, a Rock, an Oprah Winfrey, I'm just throwing out big names, in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s, was a different value than it is now because they have more experience, they have more awards, they have more accolades, right? So the reality is that at a certain point, creative entrepreneurs should be willing and comfortable with raising their rates based upon or in relationship with their achievements and their growth patterns and their knowledge base. So that's sort of my thought process about that. Let me see what else is here. Tyrone says, let me see what Tyrone says. A piece of advice I would give many moons ago was that if you can edit more efficiently in less time, you'll be able to end up getting, yes, exactly. So exactly what I said before. So if you can get paid, you can get paid the same, but if you're more efficient with your time, as Tyrone was saying, and as I was saying, then essentially you are getting paid more, right? Because if you're doing that wedding for $2,000, but in year one of your business, it was taking you 40 hours to do. In year three of your business, it was taking 20 hours to do. In year five of your business, now it's taking 5 hours to do. Then technically you haven't actually raised your prices, but you've actually paid yourself more because it's taking you less time. Or if you built in infrastructure where you're not actually having to do every single part of the process. Maybe you're not filming, you know, the event or the project, but you're editing it. Maybe you're filming it, but you're not editing it. Either way, if you can figure out an efficient way to keep your costs relatively the same, but run your business in a way where you free yourself up and free your time, so you're not in your business, but you're working on your business, that's probably the smarter way to go. But I'm not against upping your what's the word I want to use? Upping your rates. All right, let's take a look at some. Hey guys, let me know where you guys are from. I see y'all up here. I see the eyes. I see you guys watching. Come on now. You done know the thing, man. Come on, let me know where you from. If you're from Jersey City, boy, tell me that. If you're from South Africa, Afghanistan, I don't care where you're from. Just tell me where you're from. Let me know. If you're watching this on the replay, type in the chat, replay, type in the comments, replay. If you got questions, type it into the live section of this comment section. If you want to throw in a super chat, that's dope. Whatever's clever. Let's just have a conversation. Let's connect. Let's talk. Let's do this thing together. All right. Let me see here. Let me see. The next question that we have, boom, is from Milton Lawrence. And his question was, what cameras should I invest in, or what camera should I invest in kind of moving forward for this year? So this is the question I get so much. This is the question I get so much. Now, a part of his question, which I didn't include, but is specific to him, is that he is within the Sony ecosystem. So he owns several Sony mirrorless cameras, and that's sort of his wheelhouse, and that's the family and the ecosystem that he uses. So when I am talking and addressing this, I am going to kind of address it from there first, and then I will flip back to sort of a general sort of understanding of how to approach this. Let me get a swig of water because I am thirsty. Thank you so much. So let's take a look at some of the options, okay, from the Sony ecosystem. And I just didn't have a time. I didn't have a chance to necessarily pull all the images I wanted. Actually, I don't have any images, but let's just talk through it right now. So the first option that we have, and I'll switch cameras just so we can see this a little bit better here. I don't know why I have this here, but okay. So the first option we have here is the Sony A7 III. Now, the Sony A7 III came out, I would say, roughly 3 years ago now. Let me know. Type in the chat if you know when the Sony A7 III came out. I don't know if it was 3 years ago or 2 years ago. I think it was 2018. So technically we're in 2021, so it's almost 3 years. It'll probably be 3 years, like in the summer, because I picked up my first one in August of 2018. So yeah, so it's going to be 3 years this summer. That being said, one of the things I wanted to say is that, oh, let me know. Oh, okay, it came out in 2018. Perfect. One of the things I want to mention with regards to the Sony A7S Mark III or A7 Mark III is that it's a solid camera, and especially for video content, like I would say for the past 3 years, like 90% of my content, all my YouTube content pretty much, and 90% of my professional work was done on these cameras, okay, on the mirrorless Sony A7 IIIs. So my number one camera, workhorse camera, are these cameras, and I use them for photography gigs as well as for cinematography gigs. I mostly use them for weddings now, and then I use my Z cams for all of my corporate work, some of my live streaming, and a lot of my commercial work. So corporate and commercial is all Z cam nastiness, all of this stuff here. All right. Now, that being said, there's that option, right? And this camera right now goes for, you can get it for about $2,000, $2,000 American. Okay. And that's usually, that'll be not kitted out, but you'll get a lot of like extra additional accessories with it. You can get some really nice packages and package deals for it. So there's that option. The other option, and the biggest elephant in the room, and the one that most people would say, why, Tristan, why didn't you say this first? Would be the Sony A7S Mark III. Now, the Sony A7S Mark III, great camera, amazing, amazing everything pretty much. And a natural upgrade from the Sony A7 Mark III. The only reason why I didn't pick up that camera was because I just didn't need it. I own three Sony A7 Mark IIIs because I love that camera. I love that camera body. I think it's great. It works great. It's reliable. It's affordable. So if one breaks, then I can always fix it, and it's cost effective. And I was waiting so long for the Sony A7S Mark III that it just got to a place where I was tired of waiting, and I had to kind of pull the trigger on some other cameras. So that's when I kind of invested in the Z-Cam ecosystem and so on and so forth. But that's a natural camera to go to. And I know that Milton owns like a couple A9s, and maybe some A7 Mark IIIs, and those are really good, are A6400s. So I would say probably transitioning from those camera bodies to the A7S Mark III is probably the most practical choice, unless you want to wait for the next option, which is, and before we actually jump to the next option, I will say, again, when we're talking about the A7S Mark III, it has all of the bells and whistles that the A7S or the A7 Mark III has. The difference is that it shoots 10-bit, it shoots 4K 120, 4K 60. It is full frame. It's a light, sensitive beast. It's made for cinematographers. The thing I love about the A7 Mark III is that this was built for anybody. This is really built for a content creator. So if you want to take pictures and great thumbnails and do style shoots and photography work, you can use the A7 Mark III. If you want to do cinematography work and weddings and do that sort of stuff, you can use the A7 Mark III. The A7S is not a photography camera. It's going to give you decent photography images, but it's not going to give you something with a higher resolution that, like the A9 are the A7R Mark IV or the A7 Mark III. So that's something to keep in mind. The last option, last but not least, just check here. The last option, but not least option, is the A7 Mark IV, right? Whenever that comes out, that's supposed to be coming out sometime this year. It's going to be announced. The A7 Mark IV is sort of the next evolution of the A7 franchise, right? And the A7 family. And I'm excited about it because I think it'll have, you know, a lot of what the A7S Mark III has, but then it'll also have a lot of what the A7R 4 or 5 has. So again, it'll have a happy medium, and the price tag will be probably half the price of the A7S Mark IV or A7S Mark III, because the A7S Mark III, by the way, is like 4,500 Canadian. You know, once you're getting to 4,500 range, you might as well buy a cinema camera, right? You can get like a red for that, like obviously a couple more thousand for the red, but like if you are serious about cinematography, you know, once you get into the 4,500 and up range, you might as well go with an actual cinema camera that allows you to put together and build out your rig for commercial work. So you know, again, I'm not coming against the A7S Mark III. I'm just saying, for the money, I can get either two A7 IIIs, or I can get like a proper built out, you know, with XLR inputs. I can work towards and purchase an actual cinema camera. So that's something to think about. How you guys doing out there? How you guys doing? Let me know what your thoughts are. If you guys have any questions at all, any comments. I'm going to jump to the next question there. Hope that helped out Milton a little bit. All right, let me just check here. Okay. Just make sure I didn't miss any of my questions here. Nope. So I didn't prepare that last question, but let me just hit that last question up so I can kind of explain it to you, because it's a really good question. So this question actually comes from Abbas. Abbas is international follower, and his question was basically like, as far as I could understand it, it was like, what do you do when you get into a creative slump or you get stuck in a creative funk? And this is a really, really cool question, because again, a lot of us, I know for myself, late last year, I got into a little bit of a creative funk, and I had to kind of come offline and just deal with some stuff from a mental and a social perspective, to just kind of get my mind back into the space of just being a content creator and creating and talking about things that I loved and I was passionate about. So when Abbas talks or asked about that sort of conflict of like having that creative block, I immediately think about when I get into that space where I can't create. I don't feel like I can create anything. And actually, it happened to me last week on a smaller level. I was trying to create a video. I didn't know what video to create. I wasn't feeling very inspired. And then I just started to, I got away from my computer, and I started to think about the things that matter to me as a creative, things that inspired me, things that questions or answers that I want to provide, that I want to provide to my audience, because there are a lot of questions about Zcam and questions. My brother calls me, my oldest brother, Albert, shout out to Albie. He calls me almost every day asking me about, you know, how do you do this on the Zcam? How do you build this? Is this piece of equipment worth it? Would you advise to pick up this camera or that camera? And I realized that there's a lot of gaps in the market. And when I say gaps in the market, I just mean like there's a lot of people that have a lot of questions and nobody's really answering them, right? And I don't want to necessarily sell people stuff. I really want to tell and share with you just my own personal opinion on what I use and what I think. And as I was kind of in that funk and I was just thinking about my brother and thinking about audience members and questions they ask all the time, I was just like, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm just going to talk about my Zcam, like basic build, because that's just something that a lot of people want to know about. People are interested in this sort of camera ecosystem, and, you know, they're not maybe super cinematographers, commercial cinematographers. They just want to have a really cool camera, maybe for church, maybe for leisure, maybe for, just personal small projects or documentary stuff. And I said, okay, let me just start there. And then out of that, I developed the video that I had last week. And I think to those of you that are having trouble or having issues with trying to figure out how to get out of a creative funk, the first thing I would say is to get away from the screen, get away from the digital aspect of what we do, get away from anything that is distracting, social media, all that sort of stuff, and just chill out with your thoughts. I like turning on jazz. I like turning on, reading a book or watching a film that inspires me. Doing things that are non-digital and maybe more analog can help the juices to flow again. Having conversations with your partner or with your friends, being able to go out for a walk, getting physically out of the same space that you're always spending so much time in. Because as creatives, that's what we do. We spend so much time in our studio space, in our computer space, creating content for people or ourselves. We get into this funk and we don't even know we get into this funk until we're in the middle of it and we don't know how to get out of it. And one of the easiest ways, or one of the most practical ways of doing so, is physically getting up out of the space and leaving it and going somewhere else. So I think that's the first thing I would do. The second thing I would do is it's really important to create an environment with creative friends, whether it's on a chat. I got an iChat and a WhatsApp group that I use to kind of bounce ideas off of people. And use those spaces with people who you respect their voices, that are going to be honest with you, and that are also going to give you a good perspective and a realistic outlook on things. Because a lot of times we look at our work or we look at what we're doing, we're saying this is garbage, this is trash, I don't like it, I hate it, fire for this, right? But we just need somebody to say, nah, it's not that bad. If you tweak this and maybe tweak that, have you ever thought of doing this? It changes the whole scope of the project and how we approach it. So those are some of the key ingredients, I think, in terms of coming out of a funk. I would love to know your thoughts on that. I'm going to jump right into the chat area and section to see if there are any other questions that you guys have or any other comments. Let me just check back here. Let me just check back right here. ML said, I meant what's driving the question. Did they make less last year? Do they feel others are charging more, so they want to make more, etc.? Okay, perfect. Yeah. So I think the question, O'Shane's question, where it was like, he wants to charge more this year, or should he charge more this year in order to make more money, or maybe because it's a new year and he wants to up his rates. I think it really came from the standpoint of, I think because I know him personally, I kind of know his story a little bit more. But about a year and a half ago, he wasn't doing commercial work, and he got a lot of commercial opportunities last year. And I think it has elevated his brand to a place now where he can charge more. And he was charging significantly less for the quality of work that he was doing. Very similar to my story, very similar to a lot of people's stories. And I don't think, here's the other thing that I forgot to mention about this question, and something I want everybody to chew on this live. All 5 of you, thank you so much. Big up to yourself. Big up yourself. I said big up on yourself. You don't know the thing. I took that straight from Milton Lawrence. I know I took it from you. But one of the things I wanted to share with you was this idea that we as creatives have to embrace. And I'm trying to remember exactly the wording that I want to share with you, but essentially it's around this idea of being able to charge more in a pandemic or in a recession. I heard somebody say, based on supply and demand, they don't feel like they're comfortable in charging more money or things to that nature, charging more for their rates, etc. And I totally understood that. Less people are maybe getting married, less people are maybe investing in advertising, et cetera, et cetera. But realistically, I don't know if I totally agree. I understand it. I don't know if I agree. And here's why. For those of us that are digital creatives, follow me, walk with me on this. The world, a year ago stopped. The physical world as we know it stopped. The digital world skyrocketed. Digital opportunities like podcasts, YouTube, digital content, marketing, social media ads, education, workshops, Zoom workshops, interview stuff, online dating apps, all this other stuff, right? All of that skyrocketed. We are all digital creatives in the digital space with, 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years plus experience within the digital space. Why shouldn't we thrive? Why shouldn't we be the rock stars of this era? Because there's tons and tons of people that never spent the time even remotely thinking about digital media and digital marketing and digital education. And we did. We went to school. We started our own businesses. We taught ourselves, YouTube University, social media college, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Why shouldn't we be the rock stars of this era, of this pandemic, right? So many people need our knowledge. So many people need our skills, talents, and abilities. So don't undervalue yourself. Your voice, your skills, your abilities, your mind is valuable, especially within this era right now. Let's just look at the school system alone. Schools are all digital now, at least in Ontario. There's no physical schools. Nobody going to physical school. Everything's online. Many teachers have never learned how to use Google Classroom properly, have never learned how to use YouTube properly, have never learned how to use Zoom or how to use slideshows or how to use Keynote or how to use a Mac or how to use, translate things from physical school to digital school. If you're a digital educator, there's millions of dollars of opportunity out there. That's one thing. If you're now dealing with local businesses, let's say delivery businesses, the food industry, hospitality, they still got to show do a level of marketing. They need people to trust their brand. They need to educate people on their new processes, on their new ways of doing and running their business that they're still around. So these are all opportunities. I hear people chatting it up and talking it up. Oh, dope. Thank you so much. Tracy says, I enjoyed your podcasting video. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And she said, I'm learning how to use the Rodecaster Pro. Awesome. That's what it's about. That's what this whole channel is about. It's about learning how to be a better digital storyteller. So that's really, really dope. But going back and just kind of concluding that point, this is the perfect time to be the dopest creative, providing a high level of services to a vast amount of people. Just because people are learning how to do digital media doesn't mean that it makes our knowledge and our skills less valuable. It actually makes it more valuable. And here's why. Most people will flame out after maybe a month, 2 months of trying to do their own media. Look at just for an example, look at when we first got into lockdown, how many people did Instagram lives, Insta lives. Everybody, Instagram live. Everybody was doing an Instagram live. I was doing an Instagram live. I did one and I hated the experience. I said, no, I'll stick with YouTube. But tons of people were Instagram live. Now where are they? Crickets, right? Crickets. I wish I had a cricket sound. I don't have a cricket sound. The point I'm trying to make is that they realized, oh, this digital media thing, this content creation thing is really hard. I can't just show up and it's just lovely every day. I have to come up with ideas. I don't know if I want to spend all my time coming up with ideas. Maybe I should just hire somebody who's really good at that. But now at least I have a knowledge of what it takes and I have more of an appreciation. So I'll actually probably spend a little bit more money and put a little bit more budget towards digital media and marketing than I would have before, because before I just thought anybody could do it. I could just pick up a camera and do it. Now I realize I can't just pick up a camera. I need somebody that's skilled in that. Do you see how do you see how things have flipped? So again, that's just my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. I think that this is a great opportunity for us as creatives to kill it, to destroy everything. And look at that. That's it. I mean, hey, listen, it's 9:30. It's already 9:30. We went through all the questions. We looked at Uppbeat and looked at a dope website by the Music Vine people them up in the UK. So shout out to them. And if you have any questions, if you have any comments, please leave them below. If you aren't subscribing to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. And please join us for the next Livestream Monday, because again, I want to be doing this every single week. As long as I'm on lockdown, I might as well. Damn, I might as well. Shoot, son. I would love to just have you guys continue to learn with me. If you have questions, comments, anything like that, let me know and DM me your questions for next week. I will send out a reminder Sunday night or Monday morning so that you guys remember to send out all your questions, and then we'll go from there. Listen, this was an amazing time. I really appreciate you guys just being a part of this Livestream Monday. I am super excited about building this community. I'm super excited about developing you and helping you become a dope digital storyteller. Hope you learned something, you had fun, and you laughed out loud too. Until the next time, peace.